All right, guys, it's time for the new tier list in Anime Expeditions update 0.5. But now, make sure you guys drop a like on the video because we're doing a free VIP giveaway. Like and sub, 1,000 likes for free VIP. Also, I'm showing you all the codes right now. You guys don't have to wait any longer, so let me get you the codes. Here you go. They're also on my community tab if you want to copy paste them. So those are all the new codes. It's a lot of codes and a lot of free rerolls. So if you guys enjoy me showing the codes and not hiding them, drop a like. Anyways, well, let's go into the tier list, and we're also going to show you case all of the new units in this video as well, besides Itachi, which I'm still working on getting, so you guys can get a little bit of an opinion for yourself on the new units. But first up, before we showcase all three of the new Mythic Evos, let's go over the older units. All right, now I'm going to update my old tier list because, you know, we've been playing the game for a while, and we know a few more units, and I'm also going to put a few more units on because they're actually good. So first up, we're going to add in a tier called Support. So here we go, guys. This is the S tier, so S, but for support unit. These units are going to be meta units, but they are more support related, so I kind of want to put them there. So first up, guys, and then I'm also going to put in, I guess I'll put like another tier here for as well. So we're going to have A tier, but support. All right, so these guys aren't quite meta, but you could probably get away with them. All right, so first up, guys, we have some of the common units that you guys have like thousands of. All right, this guy is a low budget slow if you don't have the other slow unit yet. All right, the current real best slow unit in the game is Salmon Sorcerer. All right, now next up, if you have a good money unit, they're both actually really good. And I'm gonna give Stone Alchemist the edge because he has a skin right now that gives you a bonus in the villain event, which is pretty cool. All right, Rukia is a budget like time stop. I believe one of the new units is a time stop. So let me show you case that unit for you right now. I want to say it's Dark Mage Sovereign. So here's Dark Mage Sovereign. So not only is Dark Mage Sovereign a DPS unit, but look at this right here, guys. It has freeze and frostbite when it's on ice magic. All right, so every 8 it cycles. So this is a little bit weird because it's not quite the right kind of stun, because it doesn't stun all the time. However, it is technically a somewhat of a support unit. Now we're going to take a look at the DPS. 4,000 for 4.2 is pretty good DPS. All right, I'm not going to lie. Plus, of course, it has other DOT kind of things as well. So that makes him a pretty decent unit. I am going to slide him into the A tier for now. I'm not going to quite give him S tier. All right. And he kind of has a little bit of freeze potential, but not quite sure yet on that one. All right, next up we have the secrets. I'm gonna be honest, everybody I played with prefers Megumi over I know his name, it'll come to me, but everybody prefers Megumi. All right, and over Kenpachi, that's his name now, remember. All right, everybody prefers him. All right, Chozo is a solid A tier unit, still pretty decent. Toymaker, I'm gonna put Toymaker in the S tier. She is currently the only summoner unit. Now, one of the new units is kind of like a summoner. So I want to explain to you how the new unit works. All right, because this one you can kind of glitch a little bit and it's actually pretty cool. So how this unit works is it takes the farthest back unit on the path, guys. All right, and the farthest back path, and it summons a unit. Now this unit does not have health. All right, it actually has infinite health. It just does damage based on ticks. So there you go. And one cool thing you can do with it is you can decide how you want it to work. So you could have it like this. If you have it like this, it's going to walk along this entire path and then respawn. Or you could have it so it only covers a tiny bit, and you know, maybe it'll walk through the units multiple times. So for example, if I have it right here covering only this tiny corner, it is only going to cover this amount right there. And when I summon a new unit, all right, you're going to see that it might hit the units multiple times. All right, you can kind of see some of the stun in action there. So you can see it's walking through the units multiple times now, dealing multiple ticks of damage. Now, it's hard for me to rank Cursed Immortal because he's the only unit of his kind. So it's kind of hard for me to rank him right now. I am going to put him in the A tier. He is a pretty unique unit. All right. True Saint Holy, I don't think I've seen anybody ever use. Just going to be honest on that one. Puppet is cool, guys. I'm going to slide Puppet into the S tier support. However, Puppet also has crazy DPS and probably enough DPS to put at the top of A tier or even an S tier on DPS alone. So keep that in mind. Frieren is probably one of my favorite DPS units still. I'm going to put her in the A tier. All right, I am a little biased because I did get Unbound on her, but she also has a full AoE blast, which is pretty crazy. And I'm going to be honest, the stats are wild. All right, Yuta, I'm also going to drop in the A tier. I honestly use Yuta less than Frieren because my Frieren has Unbound, but Yuta is pretty sick. Flame Emperor, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think I've seen anybody use Flame Emperor, but I will be realistic. Flame Emperor Hollow Blaze is a legitimate combo. All right, Lady Giant, I'm gonna be honest, has a lot of potential as well. I'm gonna put her right now pretty good. A lot of people do like her. She is the best Terror unit in the game though. Reaper, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really seen anybody use, but I'll slide him in A tier for now. Doflamingo, a lot of my comments were glazing Doflamingo, but I'm gonna be honest, he's kind of maybe more of a support unit with Cocoon. So I'm gonna drop him in S tier support for now, but not really, don't use him. All right, Forbidden Teacher and the Hero, these are both buff units. They are the only units of their kind that I know of in the game. Forbidden Teacher buffs magic units, Hero buffs physical units. I don't know if there's a psychic buffer yet. All right, Stone Alchemist is already on the list. All right, we're just gonna put him in the S tier because he's kind of the GOAT. All right, Grimjaw. Now, what does Grimjaw do, and is he worth it on your team? So Grimjaw is going to be a support unit. All right. He has Stagger. All right. This is basically stun. So we're going to max him all the way out. And you can kind of see he also has this cool endless thing as well. And he does get this right there. So he is kind of a passive unit. Every 10 seconds, he's basically stunned. So he deals 35% of the damage and applies stagger, and he does a lot of DPS. So he's a little bit of a hybrid of support and DPS, but his base damage is low. Obviously, Endless Slashes does probably make up for that. All right, also placement count 3, 2, and 3. So Grimjaw, he's kind of hard to say where to put him. I don't know how much I would recommend him right now, but he does technically go in the S tier. He is a support unit with some decent DPS. All right, now what does Crow do? Shout out to Y Sync for this image. This is Crow's maxed out stats, guys. Damage is a little low, but it has Black Flame status effect, which is very good. Magical and dark, and honestly, a pretty solid unit. All right, now what makes him special is this one again. Shout out to Y Sync. Look at this, guys. Black Fire damages shields every tick. He is a god tiered shield breaker. Enemies with shields within this unit's range gain a stack of Black Fire. He absolutely annihilates shielded units. Regular attack, he also applies illusion as well. So when an enemy is illusioned, all damage is stored, and then basically it deals the stored damage in AoE as well, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna be honest, this guy has pretty good DPS and is definitely a shield break support. I'm going to put him very high on the tier list. Based on DPS and damage, I'm going to put him at the top for now. This might get adjusted later on, but he's kind of like a more of a DOT style secret, which we haven't seen yet. So I'm going to move him up because there's nobody else to put him. So that's my current ranking for him. He's also maybe the hardest secret to get. Shadow might be a little bit harder, but comment down below where you would put him. Again, I believe Unbound is meta on him, but shockingly, Draconic might not be that bad on him. So there you go, guys. There is the tier list. Catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and sub. 1,000 likes for the VIP giveaway, and peace.